When do you usually call an Uber?
I usually call an Uber when I'm traveling to the airport or just late nights if I'm wanting to get somewhere quicker, no trains available, just basically based on convenience.
Usually I call an Uber when I'm going to and from the airport, so either really early in the morning or late at night or really late night when I'm coming home from the city.
To go to nearby place, maybe when the transportation is not available, like public transport.
So it's normally when my friends and I have been out drinking, and I know I definitely want to minimize the time from like leaving the bar and being in my bed. So I'll call an Uber at those times.
What is your overall impression on Uber and their services?
I really like Uber. I think that it's really convenient, it's super easy, it's quick, you don't have to worry about the cash issue as well because it's all on your app on the phone. So I like it a lot.
The prices are okay, then they have this Uber pool, so that is a good thing because it is shared, and most of the time I travel alone only, there's no one, but it is a good thinking.
Do you feel safe while traveling alone in an Uber late at night?
I typically would not want to travel alone at night. I usually try and stick with someone else, but if I need to, I will do it.
Not very late,
Okay,
but
so
like around 11 maximum.
okay,
Not very late.
okay, so
According to our research, Uber drivers in India had insulted female passengers, and 2 months ago in New Jersey, an Uber driver groped a 21-year-old woman passenger. After you hear this news, what do you think of Uber?
It makes me a little bit worried, and it makes me feel a little bit more cautious while I'm going to use Uber. Like I said, I try not to travel alone, so if at all possible, when I am using an Uber, I would want to travel with someone. So it's
Knowing that, I think that I think companies are better off doing background checks on employees no matter what the company, but sexual assault on clients could just as easily happen in a yellow cab. I think sexual assaults could happen in a Lyft or a Get or whatever car service of your choice. We'll see. I would be interested in like knowing how Uber's responded to and handled those sexual assaults that have happened in Uber cars while people were on shift, because I think a lot of how I would feel about it would be a result of how Uber took action against them.
Well, they may have a temporary impact. That's for sure. Is that after all, it's just some bad news. But in the long time, I think this type of sharing vehicles are still growing. So I don't think it's a big problem from a long time perspective.
How cautious are you when you find out your Uber driver is of opposite gender, especially while traveling alone or late at night?
I don't think that I've ever had a female Uber driver. So when I do travel alone, I am really cautious about the fact that it is a male, just because I'm a female and I'm obviously smaller, so it's obviously dangerous. So it does worry me quite a bit, but I'm just extra cautious.
As I heard of this news, I don't think I would probably not take a Uber in the middle of the night. Instead I would turn to public transport instead.
Okay, so if it's not urgent, I will never get into that Uber or for that matter any of that transport. But if it is urgent, then these are my techniques, that I start talking to someone on phone even if someone is not there on the other end. But I will tell, okay, I am in this Uber, I'm sending you my location. I will talk loudly that okay, I'm sharing the details of this Uber and I'm sharing my location through GPS and all. So that way you become cautious, the person becomes cautious, he becomes more I guess he becomes he feels responsible. No, I have to take her now, I can't do anything because I will be in trouble.